So wearing a mask has been a surefire way of finding out whether your breath maybe isn't as fresh as you thought it was. So joining us this morning to talk mask breath is Sharon, PA native, Dr. Harold Katz. Dr. Katz, thanks for joining us this morning. Appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. I want to make people in the Mahoning and Shenango Valley smell better.
Yes, absolutely. That is the goal. I mean, obviously, we all get bad breath from time to time.
Yes.
Maybe we're noticing it more now because we're wearing a mask. So what is really at the root of this? What causes it?
Well, bad breath is actually caused by bacteria. They live in the back of your tongue, throat, and tonsils. And under certain conditions, these bacteria produce what are called volatile sulfur compounds. One chemical is called cadaverine. Another is called putrescine, the smell of rotting flesh. So it's offensive, but when you're in an open area and before COVID came along, you would exhale and only the people really close to you could smell your breath. Now you're wearing a mask. Every time you exhale, it bounces off the inside of your mask, right up into your nostrils, and you yourself can actually smell what other people have been smelling, but we're too timid to tell you that your breath sucks. So that's the problem. Now, from a chemical point of view, what the mask is also doing, which makes the problem worse, it makes your mouth more dry. Nature's way of keeping your breath fresh is saliva. When you're around a baby and they're drooling and they smell fantastic, well, saliva has oxygen in it. Oxygen is the natural enemy of these anaerobic bacteria. So the more moist your mouth, the fresher your breath is going to be. Wearing the mask alters your ability to produce saliva normally, and you end up with more of a bad breath problem to begin with.
Interesting. So are there, obviously a lot of us try to mask it when we do smell, we go for like mints or gum or something like that. Yeah. Is that the way to go, or how do we fix this? Is there anything else that we can do to help?
Well, logically, you'd think I'm going to mask it with something that tastes minty. The problem is most of these gums and mints have sugar in them. Sugar's feeding the bacteria. And throughout a normal day, there's foods that we eat which we think might not affect our breath, but they actually do. Dairy foods, for example, milk and cheese have dense proteins in them. The bacteria actually chop up and extract the sulfur from the amino acids in those proteins. Onions and garlic, obviously, they smell because they have sulfur in them to begin with. And alcoholic beverages are an issue. Alcohol makes the mouth more dry. Now, people assume, well, I'm going to use a strong mouthwash and I'm not going to have bad breath. Well, these strong mouthwashes have up to 27% alcohol. That's more alcohol than a whole six-pack of beer. And a six-pack of beer will not freshen your breath. I've done that research as well.
So what should we do about it then?
Okay, so we have a clinic in LA. And after I moved from Sharon, I came out to UCLA. Went to undergraduate, studied bacteriology. Then I went to dental school. And about 25 years ago, my own daughter had a bad breath problem. And putting all my knowledge together, we figured out a way to introduce an oxygen compound into a mouthwash. That's what Thera Breath is. And it's available at Target and Walmart and CVS, Rite Aid, Walgreens. What it does, literally, it releases oxygen so that it grabs onto the sulfur and you can't smell it at all. Let me give you a little demonstration. Let's say lunch today, you go out and have a sandwich or a salad that has a little onion in it.
Wow. Okay, that is a big bite there.
This is an instrument we use in our clinic. It's called the halometer. It measures the amount of sulfur in your breath. Anything above 100 means you've got bad breath. I've got bad breath.
Yes, I see the numbers climbing.
Okay, so this is some of the Thera Breath mouthwash. You'll see it's clear. There's no artificial anything in it. Usually you rinse for about 30 seconds. You make sure you gargle, especially if you have tonsils. Those bacteria can lodge in the tonsils as well. So at about 500, let's see what we have here now. Yeah, just below 100. So I got rid of the bad breath. So people in Struthers, come and kiss me. My breath is fresh.
Hey, if anybody out there wants to get a little bit more information about the product or anything, where can they go?
Okay, we have a website, therabreath.com, Thera breath.com. And because you're from Youngstown, we have a toll-free number. If you want some free samples, call me 800-557-6960, 800-557-6960. We'll send out some free mouthwash and toothpaste, and everyone will smell great.
Oh, sounds good. That's always a good plan, right? Dr. Katz, a Valley native. Thanks for joining us today. Appreciate it.
And great to be on, and you smell great.
That's the one benefit of Zoom, right?
Yes, it is.